Some of the best traders in the world have turned thousands of dollars into millions, even billions of dollars. But I've also watched thousands of aspiring traders blow up their accounts because they watched a trading challenge video, expected overnight success, took too many losses, and never made it out of the first chapter. And none of them failed because of their starting capital. In fact, I'm going to explain why I'd rather start with $1,000 than $100,000 in capital. So instead of asking yourself how to turn your small account into six figures this year, the way better question is how to sustainably build a career where $100,000 in trading profits is a rounding error in your total earnings. I'm Lance, and I've made over $100 million trading on Wall Street. More importantly, I've trained hundreds of beginner traders at Trillium and SME Capital, and they started with nothing. In the past, I sacrificed my health for wealth to succeed at this game that most will fail at. But if you're a beginner looking to make that trade-off, here is my advice if I were starting from scratch. This might surprise you, but if I had only $1,000, I would actually view that as an advantage psychologically in one huge way. $1,000 is an amount that you can allow yourself to make hundreds of mistakes while not setting yourself back financially. To some degree, it actually puts less pressure on you because you know the $1,000 isn't going to make you material money anyways. It frees you from thinking in terms of what you could or couldn't buy with your trading profits, because it really shouldn't be material at that capital base. The way we learn is through experimenting, messing up, and refining our process. Beginner traders using big capital bases are actually disadvantaged. I'd rather start off with as small an account as possible, and want to know the first thing I do? I would log into a demo account. One of the biggest mistakes traders make is trying to monetize before they are competent. Imagine trying to play in the NBA after shooting a basketball for 3 weeks. Sounds ridiculous, right? Yet people open a brokerage account after watching 4 YouTube videos and think they're ready to compete against firms and traders with decades of experience. The confidence level of the beginner trader should honestly be studied by scientists. Rather than trading live, these traders should be starting in a demo account. Yes, I know it's boring, but at that level, it should be capital preservation first while you develop your skills. The simulator allows you to accelerate reps without catastrophic financial consequences. You can test ideas, refine execution, and you can discover whether your edge is actually real before risking meaningful capital. Most traders skip this because it feels slow. But slow is smooth, and smooth growth eventually wins the race. Think about how absurd this would sound in any other profession. Imagine telling a surgeon, yeah, I skipped practice surgeries because fake surgeries don't feel emotionally real enough. Buddy, that is the point. You practice before consequences become permanent. Trading should be approached the same way. Now, eventually, yes, real money does matter because psychology changes once real risk enters the equation. But if you cannot make money consistently in sim, without proper rules and discipline, adding real money usually just magnifies your weaknesses. It does not magically improve them. Real capital should be introduced gradually as proof of competence, not as a shortcut to competence. Another area I would try to initially avoid if I were starting over is the beginner's obsession with microcaps. Many new traders love microcaps because they see these crazy percentage moves. A stock goes up 50, 100, or 300% in a day, and suddenly everybody thinks that's the holy grail. They think to themselves, I only have $1,000, so I need something that can double my capital quickly. That mindset is what gets people destroyed. You should not optimize for percentage moves. You should optimize for expected value. And if you're new, chances are you need to learn what expected value is. But lucky for you, I have this video to teach you. And expected value is way different than just what moves the most. Now look, microcaps are an incredible area of the market full of opportunities. I know traders that have made their whole career trading them, but they are also one of the most dangerous areas, particularly if you're shorting them. Microcaps come with halt risk, weird dilution dynamics, and you can encounter a ton of slippage trading them. Beginners look at the upside without respecting the downside, and that's amateur thinking. Professionals ask, what happens if I'm wrong? And in small caps, being wrong can get very expensive very quickly. Most beginners gravitate toward them for the wrong reasons. They're chasing excitement instead of actual edge. I would much rather trade a setup with smaller percentage moves, but highly repeatable positive expected value, rather than some random junk stock flying around because a guy named Moondragon69 posted rocket emojis on social media. My approach helps you build a career. The other approach helps you blow one up. If I only had $1,000 today, my focus would be entirely on building a playbook. I'd spend my time studying charts, reviewing historical setups, journaling, and building better pattern recognition. I'd be focusing on understanding why certain setups work, under what conditions they work best, and where they fail. Because once you build genuine edge, scaling actually becomes the easy part. The market will always offer leverage and opportunity to people who actually know what they're doing. That's why you should be focusing on building your trading playbook, and I cover how to do that in this video. It sounds counterintuitive, but if you build sound fundamentals, scaling is actually the easiest part of trading. When I was at Trillium, that was maybe one of the best epiphanies I had thanks to working at a trading firm. There were times where I, as a developing trader, would execute a trade just as well as my boss. We would do the same exact trade, except I would make $500 while he might make $5,000 or $50,000 in the same trade. It was so obvious to me that I did the exact same actions. The only difference was my boss had an extra zero in his share size, which then translates to an extra zero onto the P&L. One of the biggest misconceptions newer traders have is believing that capital creates opportunity. In reality, skill creates opportunity, and capital simply amplifies it. I've seen traders with tiny accounts become monsters over time because they focused on building their foundation first. I've also seen newbies open up massive accounts and blow them up because they skipped the hard part. The hard part is becoming consistently good. The money comes after. What really messes with most beginners is that the less money they start with, the more urgency they feel. They think they need to speedrun the process. They want to compress a decade of skill acquisition into 6 months because they're unhappy with their current life situation. I get it. I understand the sentiment. I truly do. A lot of people come into trading wanting freedom. They hate their jobs. They want escape velocity ASAP. But desperation is one of the worst emotional states for learning. The more pressure you put on yourself and the shorter your timeline for success, the worse your decisions become. I've seen this cycle over and over again. Someone starts with a small account. They feel behind in life. They start taking oversized risks because they think they need to make it quickly. They blow up, then they redeposit and try to make it back faster, only to blow up again and start revenge trading. Then they start strategy hopping, and then they start buying every indicator package and Discord room on earth, hoping someone else has the secret sauce. Before long, they spent years running in circles while learning almost nothing, because they never slowed down long enough to actually build skill, and they're further away from their financial goals. If you have edge, opportunities appear. You can compound your own account aggressively over time. You can attract outside capital. You can join a trading firm. Money will find skill eventually. But without edge, you have nothing. There's no shortcut around doing the reps to get there. None. The irony is, the traders who try to get rich the fastest are often the slowest learners. They're too outcome focused. They never develop emotional stability because they attached survival level importance to short-term outcome. It's a horrible environment for growth. When I was developing as a trader, one of the biggest shifts came when I started focusing on improving my expected value instead of obsessing over P&L. That mindset change is enormous. You need to judge yourself based on the quality of your decisions and process, not short-term monetary outcomes. Because good traders can lose money in the short run, and terrible trading can make money temporarily. Markets are probabilistic. The only thing you truly control is the process. So if I were starting over with only $1,000, here's the truth. I would stop obsessing over that $1,000 entirely. I'd focus all my energy on building a repeatable edge, I'd trade in simulation, I'd journal relentlessly, and I'd avoid forcing urgency onto the process. I'd understand that trading is a skill that compounds money over long periods of time. And you want to know what I think of those small account challenges and the beginner traders making thousands of percent? They're just a flash in the pan. Every single one of those traders that I've seen get hired ends up becoming a nobody. Why? Because those traders are not learning the right mindset, and often what they're doing isn't even scalable for any real amount of capital. Sure, it might get you some likes on social media, but it is not a real career. The people who survive in this business are not the people who post crazy beginner returns. They're the people who stay in the game long enough to become truly exceptional. And once you become exceptional, the money part will take care of itself. By the way, if you're a total beginner with limited capital, never ever spend money on trading courses. There's tons of free content out there like my YouTube channel. But for the serious traders who are ready to accelerate your skill set from someone who knows how to become one of the best, consider joining my trading course where I share everything I know, including how to trade the best opportunities of the month. This is the same course that's used by top firms to train their traders. And trust me, I've poured everything into making sure it's the best trading education available. The link is below. Thank you for watching, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.